Okay, I think we're ready. Hello, friends. Hello, everyone. So my name is Gerry Trevino. Welcome to the live stream. We're live streaming because I put out my debut EP today, titled "Great Unknown." So, yeah, woo! Thank you, Bryson. This is, of course, my good friend, my good buddy, Mr. Bryson Drace, always playing the drums for me. The camera, that one. That's the one. He plays in a band called Glee Club, so check him out. They're pretty great. I was supposed to have a show today. It was supposed to be my very first headliner. We were supposed to play the EP and have a grand old time, and my parents were going to be there and all this wonderful stuff, but that dang coronavirus just ruining everything. So this is, I guess, the next best thing. So yeah, we'll get started here. This first song is called Serenity. Thank you all. A lot of mistakes were made, my bad. Maybe this next one is called Cry Havoc Atop the Crow's Nest. This is track 2. Sweet. Okay. I'm going to check on the chat. If If you guys have any questions about like the EP or like the gear I'm using or how handsome Bryson is, feel free to ask. So I'm gonna go check the chat and see what's up. Okay, cool. So I got a question about the album artwork. Well, not really a question. There was like, oh, the album artwork is so insane. That was done by my good buddy Barnaby Oakley over at Crossfade Productions. So if you want some sick artwork like that, be sure to hit him up. He's a total sweetheart, super easy to work with, and I love the artwork just as much as you guys. It's amazing. So how many of you have had a chance to check out the EP so far? I know this guy has. It's probably going to take a second till I see the responses, but if you have, what song is your favorite so far? It's not on the EP. I got a question about what amp am I using in the Helix. So for those of you that don't know, I use a Line 6 Helix, more specifically the rack version for today's demonstration. It's like my favorite piece of gear that I own. It does everything. The main amp models that I'm using are the Archetype Lead amp model. That's based off the PRS Archon amp. I use that for both my rhythm sounds and my lead sounds. And the cab I'm using is just the stock, the XXL V30 cab that's in there, but I use 2 blocks of it. So one of them is mic'd up with one mic and one is with a different mic. The first one is a 57, 2 inches off the cab. And then the other one is the 4038, which is like a ribbon microphone, I think. Also 2 inches off the cab, so pretty simple. And then a tube screamer as a boost, for sure. And then I'm using the Archetype Clean amp model for the clean tones, so. Yeah, good waves. Well, thank you for joining us, guys. For those of you just joining, we're playing my EP in its entirety. If you guys know the track listing, you know what song is next. This was my debut single back in November of last year when we could go out to shows and everything was great. So if you guys know what it is, this goes out to my good buddy, Mr. Brendan Fraser. I know you're watching, Brendan, so this song goes out to you. I need you guys to create a virtual mosh pit to this song. Who knows this song? Horns in the chat if you guys know this song. Oh, does it? Cool. So that was a song called Imhotep. I uh I wrote that based off the Mummy movie, the one with Brendan Fraser. Hi, Brendan. I know you're watching. This was the Mummy. Yeah. Also, give it up for Bryson. Drum emojis in the chat for Bryson for just freaking killing it right now. I'm gonna check the chat real quick. I got a question saying, "How do I like my SLS Elite sitting over there by its lonesome?" What they're referring to is that beautiful guitar over there is my 7-string made by Schecter. Um, I don't get to play it just yet. I have one more song with the trusty Hellraiser, and then I get to whip out the beautiful 7-string. I mean, no spoilers. I don't know. That's just there. Another question I got is, are my effects changes triggered with time code? So what he's probably referring to is my time-based effects. So like when I play my guitar and I'm playing like a lead sound, you hear the delay coming off or whatever. Most of it is pre-programmed in the Helix to where I just set it to the tempo and it matches the song. Since everything is, I have the stems of the EP, so I just matched, the tempo to the song. But there are a couple instances like a video game cover that I'm going to play a little later and the next song where it changes tempo all the time. So then my computer will send time code information to the Helix and then change the delay in real time. I know, bunch of big nerdy talk, but it's great. Says we love Bryson and we love Carrie Ann. Carrie Ann is Bryson's mother. She's one of the best human beings that I know. She birthed Bryson and then gave him to me. Another question I got is, what is the tuning and the string gauge on your guitars? So for this guitar, the Hellraiser, I'm in drop C tuning, and I use an 11 to 54 set, the beefy, slinky Ernie Ball set. Hi, Ernie Ball. I love your strings. The only thing I changed is that it has the 22 plain string on there, and I switch it for a 22 gauge wound string. So that's the tuning and the gauge for that guitar. And then this one is in drop A. I use just the 10 to 46. I want to say 48, whatever the standard Ernie Ball regular slinky set is. And then I use a 62 for the low A, and that's tuned to drop A. Would be your money, no object setup? Well, this is going to sound like I'm a commercial for line 6, but I pretty much have it dialed in to where I like it. The only other thing I guess I would like is if I had like a board like the one I'm using for the stream today, to have Bryson's drums mic'd up properly all the time, but I don't always have that luxury, especially when you're local like me and you're playing a bunch of bars and stuff. So currently in the setup, I have it in a four space rack, and I have the Helix there. On the top rack to the left, you can see it's a Mo2 audio interface. That's what I use to send the tracks to the house, and I use that to change the patches on my Helix, and then that speaks to Ableton, and that has all the tracks and stuff. And then on the right side of that is a Shure in-ear wireless system, so then I can hear myself and I can dial in my own mix, and I don't have to worry about a bar sound guy. I can just give them leads and have a good day. So it's pretty dialed in, I gotta say. Maybe a cab with some stage volume just to be obnoxious, but other than that, yeah. Bryson has some cracked cymbals. Donate on Twitch, and let's get Bryson some new cymbals. Don't even buy the album, just send money so we can get some new cymbals for poor Bryson.
I keep cutting my hands.
My mom is on the chat. Hi, Mom. She says she's proud of me. Hi. I love you, Mom. Where is the Sun Valley Shredder? I have another Schecter that is not here with me today because it's in a different tuning that doesn't coincide with what I'm playing with today. Okay, I'm going to keep playing music. This next one is called Bliss. Yay. So that was a song called Bliss. Cool. So for those of you that are just tuning in, my name is Gerry Trevino, and with me is my good buddy, Mr. Bryson Drace on the drums. And we're playing my debut EP, Great Unknown, in its entirety today. So it just came out today. So if you can stream it on Spotify or buy it on iTunes or Bandcamp or Amazon, it's on everything. So it would be greatly appreciated. I worked on it for a very, very long time, and I'm pretty proud of how it turned out. So yeah. But I'm also going to play a couple other songs that are not on the EP, and they're also not by me. So thank you, other people who wrote these songs. As some of you may know, I have a YouTube channel where I post a lot of gear demos, and every now and then I'll do the occasional video game cover. So I'm a big Sonic the Hedgehog dork, so I'm going to play a song from a game called Sonic Heroes, and it's called Casino Park. But before I do that, I'm going to check on this chat and see what's up. Bryson, drum solo. Cool. So one question I got is, I know Yellow Card is a big influence on you, but what are some of your other influences? So for those of you that know me, you know I'm very annoying with the fact that Yellow Card is my favorite band, R.I.P. But some of my other influences are obviously, all the big genty, mighty people like Periphery and Animals as Leaders, Balamaya, C2A. Who do you like, Bryson? Bryson likes Not Yellow Card. He always gives me crap about it.
I love a bunch of hardcore bands.
He loves a bunch of hardcore bands. You could probably hear him, but I'm not sure, so I'm just going to repeat everything into the microphone.
Or I could just yell.
Or you could just yell. Bryson, what are some of your favorite bands?
I really love all the local bands like So Without and Model Citizen and Symptom and all those guys and Misdirection.
That was beautiful, Bryson. Physical copy is a must. I actually do have physical copies of Great Unknown. I don't have an online store set up or anything. They were mostly for this debut EP show that I was supposed to play today before the coronavirus ruined our lives. But if you guys really want physical copies, let me know in the chat, and then I'll set something up so you can order them online. Sorry, I was planning on doing the whole shebang: physical copies, online store, T-shirts. But with this whole coronavirus, there is no money. So, yeah. Do you write using theory or just by ear? Well, I'm not going to lie to you and say that I know a bunch of theory like I'm classically trained in it, but I guess I know enough to get by, to flesh out an idea. But it's mostly just, like all of these songs, it all started with a riff, and then I just build and build and build from there. So yeah. Glee Club. I see Glee Club in the chat. Hello, my Glee Club friends. For those of you that don't know, that is Mr. Bryson Drace's main project, Glee Club. They're a very good jazz band. I strongly recommend them. No, they're really great. They're amazing for just how long have you guys been a band for? Like 2 months?
No, well, I mean, we played maybe 4 shows, but we've been a band for I don't know, at least 7 months.
At least 7 months, he says. So please go check out Glee Club. They're a great group of lads. Okay, I'm going to keep playing. Again, this is from a game called Sonic Heroes. It's called Casino Park. It's really bouncy and fun. So if you're at home, start dancing. Yeah. Yay. I don't know what else to say after songs. So yeah, that was a song called Casino Park. It's from a game called Sonic Heroes. You can see my cover of that on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Gerry Trevino. What's super cool is that the official Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel shared it on their fan spotlight playlist. So it got me like 10,000 views, which is super sick. But let's get 10,000 more, yeah? Yeah. Okay, so more video game dorkiness. What are we playing? Oh, Zelda. So, surprise, I'm playing Zelda. I also did a medley of Ocarina of Time, where I played a lot of the big songs from that game and made a big old medley of it to commemorate its 20th anniversary like 2 years ago. That video actually doesn't have that many views, and I'm super proud of it. So if you guys can go check it out and give it some more views, that would be great. But yeah, I'm going to play it now. Yay! So that was actually only part of the medley. I only played like the first third or the first half because the whole thing is like 11 minutes long, and I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to play a super long song and just annoy the hell out of you. Hey, what's the last song, Bryson? Pokemon. Just kidding. We're not playing Pokemon. Oh, wait. We're playing the last song on my EP, which is 9 minutes long. So, yeah, it's super long, and I'm going to annoy you with it. Yeah. Or Apex Preamp, as Bryson likes to call it, because that was the original name of the demo, because that's what I used to demo the Apex Preamp by Horizon Devices. Shout out to Horizon Devices. But before we go, this is going to be our last song. I'm going to double-check the chat, get your last questions in. But before we go, thank you again for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. I wasn't sure if this was going to work out or not. I'd never live streamed before, but I think it's going okay. So yeah, again, my name is Gerry Trevino. This is Mr. Bryson Drace. Go follow him over at Glee Club on follow his band. And yeah. Glee Club HC. Yeah. I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah. So I put out an EP today. It's called Great Unknown. Super proud of how it turned out. It's on Spotify and Bandcamp and iTunes and Amazon and Pandora if it's still a thing. Sure. But yeah, I'm going to check the chat and then we'll play the last song. I got a question saying, I noticed that you got rid of the original in-ear monitor system that you had in your rack last year. So yeah, keen eagle eye. So I'm upgrading the rack as often as I can all the time. Before I had a unit by a different company that worked okay. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but to get a quality system, it did cost a little bit of money. So it took a while for me to save up the money and get the very nice Shure wireless system, which makes everything so crystal clear and the signal is great. And yeah, I can't recommend it enough. Pretty solid mixing on the EP. Did you use any of the Get Good drum libraries? Thank you very much. I spent a long time trying to get the mix sounding as good as I could possibly make it. So it was mixed by me. I recorded it. I did most of it. And then Rogue Planet Mastering did the mastering for it to make sure that it was a top-notch and ready to go, send out everywhere. As far as the drum libraries go, yes, on the EP I did use programmed drums. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough money to bring Bryson into the studio. Otherwise, I would have. I know. Sorry. But I just used the basic, the Matt Halpern signature kit, the first one that they put out. And then they put out an update later where they had the Periphery 3 drum shells. That the kit that they use for Periphery 3. So that's what I use for most of the kit, except for like the hi-hat or something. So yeah. No yellow card and no Green Day. So yeah, I can't really play yellow card or Green Day on a 7-string guitar, so maybe on the next live stream I'll play some of that. But yeah, yellow card and Green Day and Sum 41 and all those good old punk bands, those were like my biggest influences growing up. What DAW and IR are you using? So I guess this is probably more specifically to the live thing. So I'm running Ableton 10. Is that what they're on right now? I think they're on 10. I'm using Ableton 10 to run the session today. That's what I use for pretty much all the live shows. So I'm using that, and I'm importing stems from the EP. So it makes it super easy. It's using very little processing power. It has never crashed on me. And then that's on an old 2011 MacBook Pro. With faster RAM and all that good stuff. I upgraded the hell out of it like a few years ago. Hasn't failed me yet. And then I'm using Ableton to talk to the Mo2 audio interface that's sitting on the top to the left of the Helix. And then that's what's sending the tracks out to the board or front of house or whenever I'm playing live. And it's also doing the MIDI switching for my guitar tone. So if you notice I'm playing and then I'm playing on a distorted patch and then it switches to a clean and then a lead all without hitting a pedal board, that's what's doing it for me. So it does take a little bit of time to program the show. I have to kind of pre-do it, and it's, it takes a lot of time and effort, but once the end result is done, it makes my job a lot easier. And now there's no excuse for me to screw up live, but I still find a way to screw up live anyway, so it's all good. Oh, and what IR am I'm using? So with the Line 6 Helix, I know it is a big button topic to discuss what your favorite IRs are. Do you guys like, Owen Hammer, or do you like, all the other guys? I forget your names right now. Sorry, Lancaster and And I've tried a bunch of them, and they're all really great quality IRs. But I stumbled upon the XXL V30 cab block on this, and I used two cab blocks. So I used two of the same cab, the XSL V30, and then the first block has the 57 microphone on it, and the second one has the 4038 microphone on it. And that combo just kind of just like did it for me. That 4038 microphone adds a lot of low into it, so it's like high pass to about 80 hertz. But yeah, that was just like it for me. And then whenever I like loaded in an IR, it'd be like just to simplify the signal chain, so I don't have to do that dual cab thing. I just can't like get away from it. I just use it for everything. So I use it for the clean tones. I use it for that's what I used on the record, by the way, too. So I'll have a video in the future where I show you all the tones that I used for the EP and what I used live, and then you'll be able to download those off of line6.com. New rig tour coming soon then. Yeah, probably, because last year I did one where I was using the Line 6 Helix LT, the floorboard model. And so I was utilizing the sends and the returns in a way to where I could still hear the tracks with in-ears and all that good stuff. But to me, this is much more streamlined. I can have Bryson here with me. I can hear him in my ears. Yeah, this is a lot better now. So probably a new video as soon as I can get around to do it. Where does your illustrations and the idea come from? So I got that question a little earlier about, hey, that artwork is super sick. So that was actually done by a guy called Barnaby Oakley over at Crossfade Productions. So you should totally check him out. He does a lot of great artwork. I put out a thing on the djent Facebook group that I needed some artwork done, and he was one of the first ones to hit me up, and he was super kind, and he works so quickly. And as far as the idea, I wanted to do something where, I didn't want it like so stereotypical, genty, a guy floating in space, that type of deal. I just wanted it more bright and colorful and fun. So I just told him like a lot of my influences, like I like Sonic the Hedgehog, and I like adventure and bright and neon and blue. I like blue a lot. That's why he also made my my logo back here. Yep, as Bryson is pointing to it, like Vanna White. But yeah, he made my logo and he made my artwork, the single artwork. So he's probably going to be a guy I work with for the indefinite future, hopefully. So yeah. So as far as the idea for the artwork, we just kind of, just came up with some ideas. I was like something adventure, something bold, something like, because when I came up with the name for the EP, Great Unknown, I totally ripped that off from William Ryan Key, the former singer of Yellowcard. He has a song on his first solo EP called Great Unknown, which pretty much talks about how, how he's kind of alone on the journey now that, Yellowcard's broken up and stuff. And for those of you that know, I used to be in a previous band called A Real King. And at the time when I started up my solo project, things weren't all that great between us, unfortunately. So we kind of went our separate ways, but I'm happy to announce that A Real King is still active. I will not be a part of A Real King going forward, but my EP release show was rescheduled for Saturday, June 27th, I think. I don't know. I think Carrie Ann put it on the board before I knew. So it has been rescheduled in case the coronavirus doesn't kill us all. So yeah, Real King will be playing on the bill now. So we're still great friends. It's just, things didn't work out, unfortunately. But where was I going with it? Oh, anyway, in the song, he talks about how, the band is over and he doesn't know what he's going to do for the foreseeable future. So he's just going to head to the great unknown on his own. So I just kind of wanted to capture that vibe. And that really spoke to me. When I saw him do the solo thing for the first time live, it was just him and his acoustic guitar and some tracks. And he killed it. He destroyed it. It was so cool. And it super inspired me because when I was starting up the solo thing, I wasn't sure if I could pull it off. There was a lot of anxiety. It would be just a me thing. It was hard to kind of get the band thing going. So once I saw that was just it. I was just like, okay, that's it. Yeah, he can do it and freaking kill it. I can at least stumble my way through it and try my hand at it. So yeah, so that's where the artwork and the inspiration came from. Bryson's hair is fabulously blowing through the wind.
Thank you.
My brother. Hi, Danny. Okay, well, that's it. I only have one more song for you guys. It's called Second Chance. I called it Second Chance because this, for a couple of reasons, I guess now, this solo endeavor was what's it called? It was my second chance to keep doing music, because I didn't want to stop, and when we came up with the idea, so really the second chance was given to me by you guys with all of your support, all of my friends and family, and I guess fans. That kind of sounds overzealous to say, but without you guys, none of this would be possible. And also, big hand to Mr. Bryson for always just killing it, and always, being down with my crazy ideas. Hey, learn this crazy cover. Hey, learn this 9-minute song. So without all of you guys, I would not have had my second chance. And I guess this live stream is sort of like a second chance as well, since the show was postponed because of coronavirus. But we didn't let that stop us, right, Bryson? Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Again, I put out an EP today called Great Unknown. It's you can stream it pretty much anywhere. This is the last song. It's super, super long, so hang in there with me. But after it's over, we're going to go ahead and kill the chat. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much for everything and your support. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the EP. Thank you so much, guys. That's going to be it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for checking out the EP. I hope you love it. I'll see you guys soon.